Please join me to invoke the name of our teacher 3 times. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Today I continue to talk about the Lotus Sutra. Me and Master Quang will try to finish it, and hopefully when you go home we can review it and maybe study a little bit more, that way you can understand it. You know, the Lotus Sutra, the White Lotus Sutra, is such a wonderful sutra, the one who teaches a lot of things. And now I talked about the chapter 14. The chapter 14 is the one they say about they call the good practice, the useful practice. So that way you can study, you can read it and practice it, and then you can transfer that to your friends or to the people they want to know about the Lotus Sutra. There are the 4 conditions. The first condition is the condition necessary. So you have to have it. That way you can read and practice the Lotus Sutra. The first one is the good condition. How, we have to be humble. You have to be modest, and you don't get angry, then get scared, and you always think you see the true nature of the things around you, and you don't talk about bad or good, and that's the way you need to do it, so we can go in to practice the Lotus Sutra. That's the first condition. The second condition is a relationship. You have to see what kind of person you then get close to them. Okay? What kind of person you then talk to the Lotus Sutra to them, unless they want to ask you to explain with sincerity to them. But if they're not good people, they are the one, they have the power, okay? The one, they write book, the one, the poet and the writer, they didn't believe what you say. Or the people, they play martial art, the people, they kill animal, the people, they look for name and fame. And young people, they don't understand yet. So we have to be very careful of these people, okay? When you get to them, then let them influence you. In the case they need to know about the sutra, explain to them with love, with sincerity, okay? And the people you need to get close to, that's the one, the real good people. The one who really, they want to practice it. The one who you want you to help them to understand the Lotus Sutra. You do it, and you do it, and explain to them, and practice with them, share with them. Okay? The third condition is be in peace. When you practice the Lotus Sutra, you have to be in peace. Okay? You have to be very joyful, and then contradict the people. Okay? And the people, they ask you about the Mahayana, okay? You explain to them, but never talk about the mistake of the other people or the sutra, and then despise people, and then ever talk bad about other practitioners, and then ever have anger, okay? And then try to deceive them, okay? And then let them, then discourage them. So that way, use your love to help them to understand the sutra better so they can practice it. And the last one, the loving compassion. Okay? We have to practice loving compassion when you try to practice the Lotus Sutra. Because with the love, you love everybody. They don't have the means, they don't understand of their nature. They're not good. So you love them with loving compassion and use the Lotus Sutra to explain to them clearly, and maybe they understand and they practice with you. They try to recopy the sutra and they will wake up. Okay? So that's the four conditions. You have to know it when you practice the Lotus Sutra. Practice the Lotus Sutra, it helps you. It makes you feel happy. It myself, when I practice Lotus Sutra, I feel very happy. I have more self-confidence. And I believe in love, okay? Because some people, they think that this world is a terrible world. But Buddha teaches you, no, the world is beautiful. Okay? People, they are good, okay? You have to see that way. You have to see the positive way. Then see that, oh, the world is terrible, okay? A lot of bad people, a lot of horrible things around you. No. The point of view of Buddhist person, the world is pretty, it's beautiful. Always think positive. And people around you, they are good. Because really, truly in life, 80% people, they are good. Only 20%, for some reason, they're not good yet. But if you treat them with love, with sincerity, I think you can influence them. You can make them, you cannot change them. But by seeing you, the way you act, your action, speak louder than the speech, and they say, why he and she is so good, so nice to me. They're not scared of me. They have nothing to scare about me. But they're good people. They want to give me love. They want to share something they have to me. And they are open it. And they wake up. Okay? That's the best way. With your family, the same way. In the family too, you can't impose on it. You cannot tell your children what to do. Okay? They see what you're doing. Two ways to teach verbally. Okay? Other one bodily. The body teaching, that's the example. Okay? Teach by example much better than verbal teaching. Verbal teaching, sometimes people, they don't believe. That way, we just empty talk, okay? We just try to talk good, but really we don't do it ourselves. But if you do it by body action, they see that, oh, he and she, they do it. So they said they admire the action and they will follow it, okay? So that's the way we learn from the Lotus Sutra. Buddha have many sutras. You can like any sutra you want. But to me, the Lotus Sutra is the best one. That's the one he have at the end of his life. And it's a very beautiful sutra. Only 28 chapters. But if you read over and over, practice over, try to chant maybe one sutra, one chapter a day. So 1 month you finish, you go back over and over. So year, you can go 12 times. The book, the sutra book, and go over, like we do here. Because our main sutra in this temple is the Lotus Sutra. And you see the reason why it's so pretty, so wonderful, okay? And hopefully, you can go home and open the book and chant over and over the Lotus Sutra. Okay? That's all I talked about the four conditions, the good condition, favorable condition to practice the Lotus Sutra, the 14th chapter. If anybody have any question about the 14th chapter, I try to answer you. You know the symbol of on the lotus. Lotus is a flower. It's very special. Okay? You go out of the muddy water. You see that like you from the world. You know, they're not good, and you go above that and good everything, and not spoiled by the environment and the sutras. Symbol of the purification, of the elevation. So it's very pretty. So you see that's the meaning of the White Lotus Sutra. Okay, you go to the pond, we have some lotus, you see how they are. They're very so pretty. They're above water, and there's no insect around them. Mostly they blossom at night, so they have no insect around. It's a purification. It's so pretty. It's so good, you know. Yes.
What is this called?
Nexus question was, why is it named the Lotus Sutra? And I think you might have just explained that. Right?
Yeah. The Lotus Sutra, like I said, that's the symbol of the purification, of the beauty of the world. Okay? Buddha wants to use the Lotus Sutra to give us the good example. Why it is so beautiful? It's raised like from the muddy water above it, and the beauty of the flower, the quality, the perfume, everything. It's some kind of perfection, some kind of the real beauty of the flower. The other flowers, they're not that pretty because they blossom during the day. The insect come in and spoil it. And sometimes they mix it if the other one is not like the lotus. The lotus, you see that it raised above the water. So Buddha teach you, you know, you are Buddha nature. You have a perfection within yourself. If you believe that, you believe in your true nature is so pretty, it's so perfect. But for some reason, you don't believe yourself and you don't open to that. When you believe, you see that, I have a Buddha nature, I have a perfection inside myself, my intrinsic value, I raise out above like a true white lotus flower. So that's the reason why the lotus flower, the Lotus Sutra is a good sutra to teach us. On the 28th chapter, every chapter, Buddha just insists on your true nature, your true quality, your true intrinsic value, okay? Because some people, for some reason, they believe in yourself. Like you study, okay? You go to school. If you don't believe you can achieve the end of education, the education never ends, you know. But you achieve the level higher than your teacher, higher than your brother, your sister before. You say, okay, I will study. I will excel myself. It's not the name and shame, but the self-improvement. Because in Buddhism, Buddha teaches us the self-improvement, the self-confidence. So the Lotus Sutra, that's a symbol of that. Okay? That's the reason why everything Buddha teaches, it has a meaning. Okay? He doesn't do the anti-talk, and he show that. And the more you study the Lotus Sutra, you'll find out yourself. Okay?
kind of explain why stop looking on the outside. You really have the answers on the inside, and it's not able to see that.
He's speaking about how we tend to search for happiness on the outside of us. And he's asking if the Lotus Sutra is teaching us that happiness truly is within us, that we all have that ability.
Yes, yes. Some people, they believe in the mundane things around. If they have the mundane thing, they'll be happy. But after they realize that all these possessions, all these materialistic things never fulfill their wish, their design. So they come back, they see that the happiness, the within, is not outside within a happiness. And Buddha teaches, you don't look something outside. You look in your true nature. Because sometimes we see outside, we see ourselves, we thought that is reality. But Buddha said, no, the civil identity you have, your parents give to you, society gives you the name. It's the fake one, it's not the real one. The real one inside yourself, your true nature. You have to go back to your true home to find your true nature. Okay? It takes time. It takes a lot of thinking, a lot of deep thinking to go back to your true home. Because sometimes we think the home we live here, the society here, is our true home. But I said, no, it's only momentary, okay? It's not the real one. And our self here, our ID, our it, we thought it's just our true self. It's not even true. So you go back, and after practicing, and you go to the Lotus Sutra, you think about that, you practice that, you discover that, my true nature, I have to find myself. Okay? I have to go back. Nobody can help me. Buddha cannot help me to find my true nature. My friend, my teacher cannot do. I have to do it myself. I am my true teacher. You are your true teacher. Like I'm a doctor. I tell my patient, I'm not a doctor. I am your advisor. You are your true doctor. Because if you don't take medicine, you don't take care of yourself, you don't treat yourself. I cannot treat you. I advise you. I have some knowledge, I advise you. But really, the true doctor is yourself. If you don't treat yourself, there's no way. Nobody can help you. You'll die, okay? The only, we doctors, hospital, we give you advice. We help you. But you are the one, you treat yourself. You are the real doctor. That's the reality, okay? Thank you.
So, without the mud, there can't be no lotus, right? Without the mud.
He's asking without the mud.
Uh,
Without the mud, he asks, without the mud, there can be no lotus. Is that correct?
that we live in the world of the relativity. We need black and white to compare. Okay? So in life, we have to have mud and the Lotus Sutra. But in the absolute nature, you have no comparison. Okay? Right now, you and me, we claim the duality of view. So we need it to compare. If you don't have white, you never see black. You don't see black, you never see white. So they have something to compare. Okay? To compare, but that's a relativity. That's our world. Okay? Our world is a temporal world, so we have a duality. But you go to absolute world, they have no comparison anymore. Okay? So we understand that. You study a lot, a little while, you can go to the absolute nature, but that's the one you have to discover. Nobody can show you the absolute nature. You find it yourself. Okay? But right now we live in the relative world. We see black and white. We compare. So we know, That's our work, okay?
My question today is about fear. When I sit and I look within, in silence, I often find fear. How can I, and I know others who experience the same feeling in silence, how can I work through that to find bliss? And is the answer in part in the Lotus Sutra?
His question, and I'll do my best, is when he is sitting silently in meditation, he sometimes encounters fear. And he's wondering how he can get beyond the fear to get to the place where you're talking about, which is seeing our true nature.
Yeah.
How can we assuage that fear so that we can progress?
With the practice, the longer you practice, you have more self-confidence. Okay? We live in the world have a lot of problems. So these problems, that's a hindrance. It makes you think, it makes you compare, it makes you see that, oh, my environment is not favorable to me. Something it not make me happy. I cannot find really the self-confidence and the peace I wanted. So what it is, it takes time, okay? Time and the practice, you have to be patient. And in the Lotus Sutra, the more you practice, the more you have a patience, the more you have a self-confidence. If you have more time for yourself to practice it and to get the self-confidence and you advance it, and you will find the peace. Nobody can help you except yourself. Okay? You have to believe yourself. Accept, no, I can do it. I can do it sooner or later. It takes time for me to do it. Like for example, you first go to school, you said, hey, I want to have a bachelor degree, a master degree. No, it takes time. It takes time to get the bachelor degree, to have a master degree or the PhD degree. It takes time for you. If you give yourself time and you have self-confidence, you will get it. Okay? You will get it. For sure, you have to believe yourself. You have all the potential inside yourself. Nobody gives you all the potential. The potential you have already. Your true nature you have inside yourself already. Just discover it. It takes time to discover your true self. Okay? Outside here, you thought yourself, it's a temporary nature. But if you say, okay, I give myself time, and I open the Lotus Sutra, I practice it daily. Maybe 1 year I didn't have it, maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years, maybe 30 years. There's no time limit, okay? Studies are no time limit. Even this life is not enough to study. We study next life. We study until one this day we realize it. Like myself, I'm the monk. I said, next life I will want to be a monk again. And next life I'll be a monk again. And next life I'll be a monk again. Until one this day I become a true monk. And I will realize it. Okay? I have to give myself time. I cannot say that I get the realization in one life. No, it's impossible. We are so imperfect. So we have to give ourselves time. Okay? Then say that we can do it in one time and you do it very fast. There's nothing fast that. It has to be patient. It has to be time. Time will help you. Okay? Any other question? Okay. Thank you for all the questions. And then the study, very good self-study. Okay? We study together, we help each other. But the really one is a self-study. open the book, Buddha teach you, but he just give you the general life, right? The generality. You have to go deeper. You have to go deeper. You have to discover yourself through discovery. That's a study. Okay, human mind is wonderful. Okay, you know, we're still advancing. The 15th century is not as good as the 21st century. We still go. The 25th century is better. And maybe the 100th century is much, much better. Human mind is advancing. We cannot say that now we reach the highest level. No, we're still advancing. We're still studying. So all of us, we need to try. Okay? Try, give us time, and make the effort and do it. Okay? If you have no question, we transfer the merit and go chanting. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Any positive reaction, welcome today. Want to transfer the wisdom, the alignment.
Since in the censer now is burning all the Dharma realm in every place, auspicious clouds appearing, our sincere intention thus fulfilling, as all Buddhas now show their perfect body, homage to the incense cloud canopy, Bodhisattva and great Bodhisattvas. Gratitude we offer this incense to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas throughout space, and may it be fragrant as earth herself, reflecting our careful efforts, our wholehearted mindfulness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas through gratefulness and realize our true home. to the eternally abiding Buddhas, the supreme Dharma and sagely Sangha throughout the Dharma realm and the realm, empty space and 3 periods of time. To the fundamental teacher Shakyamuni Buddha Maitreya, honored future Buddha Manjushri, great wisdom Bodhisattva, universal great conduct Bodhisattva, all Dharma guarding Deva Bodhisattva, and the glorious mountain assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. To Amitabha Buddha in the land of ultimate bliss, Avalokiteshvara, great compassion Bodhisattva, great strength Bodhisattva, restored great vow Bodhisattva, and the assembly of great pure sea-like Bodhisattva. Unsurpassed, profound, and wonderful Dharma is difficult to encounter, and hundreds of millions of eons I now see and hear it, receive and uphold, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. sheds its light. The wonderful Dharma of the Lotus Sutra. Whoever copies it, reads it, lives it, they say will be called preacher of the fivefold Dharma. With his 6 roots cleansed in the end, he who chants the Lotus Sutra is guarded by a heavenly host. He wanders the world without fear like a lion. Namo Sadharma Pundarika Sutra. Namo Sadharma Pundarika Sutra. Namo Sadharma Pundarika Sutra. Let's go to tab 5, page 88. Lotus assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Namo Lotus assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Namo Lotus assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Try of the lotus of the wonderful law, chapter 15, emerging from the earth at the time the Bodhisattva and Mahasattva Maitreya, knowing the thought that was in the minds of the Bodhisattvas, as numerous as the sands of 8,000 gan, and wishing also to resolve his own doubts, press his palms together, turned to the Buddha and made this inquiry. Immeasurable thousands, 10,000s, millions, a great host of Bodhisattvas, such as was never seen in the past. I beg the most honored of 2-legged beings to explain where they have come, what causes and conditions bring them together. Huge in body with great transcendental power, unfathomable in wisdom, firm in their intent and thought, with the power of great perseverance, the kind of living delight come from each one of these Bodhisattvas brings with him a retinue immeasurable in number, like the sands of the Ganges. Some of these great Bodhisattvas bring numbers equal to 60,000 Ganges sands, and this great multitude with a single mind seek the Buddha way. These great teachers equal in number to 60,000 Ganges sands together come to offer to the Buddha and uphold this sutra. More numerous are those with followers like the sands of 50,000 Ganges, those with followers like the sands of 40,000, 30,000, 20,000, 10,000, 1,100, or the sands of a single half a Ganges, 1/3, 1/4, or only 1 part in a million, 10,000, those with 1,000, 10,000 ayutas, 10,000, a million disciples, or 500,000. They are more numerous still, those with 1,000,000 or 10,000 followers, 1,000 or 150 or 10, 3, 2 or 1, or those who come alone without followers, delighting in solid, all coming to where the Buddha is. They are even more numerous than those described up. If one should try to use an abacus to calculate the number of this great multitude, though he spent as many kalpas as Ganges sands, he could never never know the full sum. This host of Bodhisattvas, with their great dignity, virtue, and diligence, who preached the law for them, who taught and converted them, brought them to this, under whom did they first set their minds on enlightenment? Do they praise and proclaim what sutra? Do they embrace and carry out what Buddha way? Do they practice these bodhisattvas possess transcendental powers and the power of great wisdom? The earth in four directions trembles and splits, and they all emerge from out of world honored one from times past. I have seen nothing like this. I beg you to tell me where they come from. Name of the land. I have constantly journeyed from land to land, but never have I seen such a. In this whole multitude there is not one person that I know. Suddenly they have come up from the earth. I beg you to explain the members of this great assembly. Now the immeasurable hundreds, thousands, millions of bodhisattvas all want to know these things regarding the causes that govern the beginning and end of this multitude of bodhisattvas, possessor of immeasurable virtue, world honored one. We beg you to dispel the doubts of the assembly. At the time the world honored one said to Maitreya, be diligent and of a single mind, for I wish to explain this affair. Have no doubts or regrets. The Buddha wisdom is hard to fathom. Now you must put forth the power of faith, abiding in patience and good. Allah, which in the past was never heard, you will now all be able to hear. Now you harbor doubts or fears. The Buddha has nothing but truthful words. His wisdom cannot be measured. This foremost law that he has gained is very profound and capable of analysis. He will now expound. You must listen with a single mind. Ajita, you should understand this. These bodhisattvas for countless kalpas have practiced the Buddha wisdom. All have been converted by me. I cause them to set their minds on the great way. These are my sons. They this world constantly carrying out good practices, preferring a quiet place, rejecting the fret and confusion of the great assembly, taking no delight in much talk. In this manner these sons study and practice, weigh in law and in order, that day and night with constant diligence they may seek a Buddha way. In this Saha world they dwell in its lower part, firm in the power of will and concentration, with constant diligence seeking wisdom. They expound various wonderful doctrines, and their minds are without fear. When I was of Gaia seated beneath the Bodhi, highest the correct enlightenment, and turned the wheel of the unsurpassed law. Therefore I taught and converted them, caused them for the first time to set their minds on the way. No regression, and all in time will be able to become Buddhas. What I speak now are true words with a single mind. You must believe them. Ever since the long distance teaching and converting this multitude, at the time the Bodhisattva Maitreya spoke and said, in the past the Buddha departed from the Shakya clan, left his household, and near Gaia sat under the Bodhi. Little time has passed since said, yet these sons of the Buddha are immeasurable in number. Already for a long time they have practiced the Buddha, dwelling in transcendental powers and the power of wisdom, skillfully learning the Bodhisattva by worldly things like the lotus flower and the water emerging from a young man just turned 25 were to point to 100-year-old, gray hair and wrinkled face, and say, I sired him, and the old man were to say, this is my father, the father youthful, the son old. No one in the world could believe this world honored one. Your case is similar, only very recently. These bodhisattvas are firm and well, in no way timid or immature. For immeasurable kalpas they have been practicing the bodhisattva way. Clever at difficult questions and answers, their minds know no fear. They have firmly cultivated a persevering mind, upright in dignity and virtue. They are praised by the Buddhas of the 10 direct as able to adept at preaching distinctions. They have no wish to remain among the crowd, but constantly favor a state of meditation. And in order to seek the Buddha way, they have been dwelling in the space under the earth. This we have heard from the Buddha and have no doubts in the matter. But for the sake of future ages, we beg the Buddha to explain and bring understanding. If with regard to this sutra one should harbor doubt and fail to believe, he will fall at once into the evil path. So we beg you now to explain these immeasurable bodhisattvas. How in such a short time did you teach them, cause them to have aspiring minds, and to dwell in the stage of no regret? Chapter 16, the lifespan of the thus come one. At the time the world honored one spoke to the bodhisattvas and all the great assembly. Since I have the number of kalpas that have passes an immeasurable hundreds, thousands, and thousands, millions, trillions, asamkhayas. Constantly I have preached the law, teaching, converting countless millions of living beings, causing them to enter the Buddha way. All this for immeasurable kalpas, in order to save living beings. As an expedient means I appear to enter nirvana, but in truth I do not pass into extinction. I am always here, but through my transcendental powers I make it so that living beings in the befuddlement do not see me, even when close by. When the multitude see that I have passed into extinction, far and wide they offer unto my relics. All harbor thoughts of yearning, their minds thirst for it. When living beings have become truly faithful, honest, and upright, gentle, and intense, single-mindedly desiring to see the Buddha, not hesitating even if it costs them their lives, and I and the assembly amongst together unholy eagle peak. At the time I tell the living beings that I am always here, never entering extinction, but that because of the power of an expedient means at times I appear to be, at other times not, and that if there are living beings in other lands who are reverent and sincere in their wish to build, then among them too I will preach the unsurpassed law. But you have not heard of this, so you suppose that I enter extinct. When I look at living beings, I see them drowned in a sea of suffering. Therefore I do not show myself, causing them to thirst for. Then when their minds are filled with yearning, at last I appear and preach the law for them. Such are my transcendental powers. For asamkhaya kalpas I eagle peak, and in various other places when living beings witness the end of a kalpa and all is consumed in a great fire, this my land remains Pure Land. Destroyed, yet the multitude see it as consumed in fire, with anxiety, fear, and other sufferings filling it everywhere. These living beings with their various offenses, though rising from their evil actions, then some kaya kalpas without hearing the name of the three treasures. But those who practice meritorious ways, who are gentle, peaceful, honest, and up, all of them will see me here in person, preaching the law at times for this multitude. I describe the Buddha's lifespan as immeasurable, and to those who see the Buddha only after a long time, I explain how difficult it is to meet the Buddha, such is the power, my wisdom that is measure this lifespan of countless kalpas I gain as the result of lengthy practice. You who are possessed of wisdom entertain no doubts on this point, cast them off in them forever, for the Buddha's words are true, not false. He is like a skilled physician, uses an expedient means to cure his sons, though in fact alive he gives out word. He is dead, yet no one can say he speaks falsely. I am the Father of this world, saving those who suffer and are afflicted because of the befuddlement of ordinary people. Though I live, I give out word, I have interdicts. For if they see me constantly, arrogance and selfishness arise in their minds, abandoning restraint, they give themselves up to the five desires and fall into the evil paths of existence. Always I am aware of which living being practice the way in which do not, and in response to their needs for salvation, I preach various doctrines for them at all times. I think to myself, can I cause living beings to gain entry into the unsurpassed way and quickly attain the body of a Buddha? Chapter 17, Distinctions and Benefit. At the time the Bodhisattva Maitreya rose from his seat, bared his right shoulder, and pressing his palms together and facing the Buddha, said, the Buddha preaches a rarely encountered, never heard from past times, a world-honored one, possesses great powers, and his lifespan cannot be measured. The countless sons of the Buddha, hearing the world-honored one make distinctions and describe the benefit they will gain, find their whole bodies filled with joy. Some abide in the stage of no regression, some have acquired dharani, some can speak pleasingly and without hindrance, or retain 10,000, a million repetitions of the teaching. Some bodhisattvas, numerous as the dust particles of a major worlds, are all able to turn the unregressing wheel of the law. Some bodhisattvas, numerous as the dust particles of 1,000 intermediate worlds, are all able to turn the pure wheel. And some bodhisattvas, numerous as the dust particles of 1,000 minor worlds, are assured that after 8 more rebirths they will be able to complete the Buddha way. Some bodhisattvas, numerous as the dust particles of 432 times of 4 continents, corresponding number of rebirths will become Buddha. Some bodhisattvas, numerous as the dust particles of 1 set of the 4 continents, after 1 more rebirth will attain comprehensive wisdom. Thus when living beings hear of the great lengths of the Buddha's life, they gain pure fruits and rewards that are and free of outflows. Again, living beings, numerous as the dust particles of 8 worlds, hearing the Buddha describe his life, all set their minds on the unsurpassed way. The world-honored one preaches a law that is immeasurable and cannot be fathomed, and those who benefit are many, as boundless as the open air, heavenly mandara flowers and great mandara flowers rain down shakas and brahmas like Ganges sandside. Buddha land, sandalwood, and aloes in a jumble of fine powder rain down like birds flying down from the sky. They scatter as an offering over in the midst of the air, heavenly drums of their own accord wonderful sounds, heavenly roads by the 1,000, 10,000 billion come whirling and fluttering down. Wonderful jeweled encrusted censers burn priceless incense, which of its own accord permeates every offering to all the world-honored ones. A multitude of great bodhisattvas hold banners and canopies adorned with the 7 treasures, 10,000, a million in kind, lofty, wonderful inroads reaching up to the Brahma heaven. Before each one of the Buddha's angel streamers and excellent banners, while in thousands and thousands of verse praises of the dust come ones are sung. All these many things have in the past, hearing that the Buddha's life is immeasurable. All beings are filled with joy. The Buddha's name is heard in 10 directions, widely benefiting living beings, and are endowed with good roots to help them set their minds on the unsurpassed way. At the time the Buddha said to the Bodhisattva and Mahasattva Maitreya, if someone seeks Buddha wisdom for a period of 100,000 million ayutas of kalpa, should practice the 5 paramitas during all those kalpas, distributing alms to the Buddhas and to the Pratyeka Buddhas and disciples. The multitude of bodhisattvas, rare delicacies of food and drink, fine garments and articles of bedding, or building religious retreats of sandalwood adorned with gardens and groves. If you should distribute alms of many variety, refined and wonderful, and do this for the entire number of kalpas, to express his devotion to the Buddha way. And if moreover he should keep precepts in purity and without omission or out seeking the unsurpassed way praised by the Buddhas, and if he should practice forbearance, remaining a posture of submission and gentleness, even when various evils are visited on him, not allowing his mind to be roused or sway when others convince thoughts of overbearing arrogance, and he is treated with contempt and vexed by them. If he can still endure it with patience, and if he is diligent and persevering, ever firm in intent and thought for immeasurable millions of kalpas, single-minded, never lax or neglectful for countless kalpas, in a deserted and quiet place, and if he practices sitting and walking exercises, banishing drowsiness, constantly regulating his mind, and as a result of such actions is able to produce states of meditation for 80 million, 10,000 kalpas, remaining calm, his mind never deranged, and if he holds to the blessing of the single-mindedness, and with it seeks the unsurpassed way, saying, I will gain comprehensive and exhaust all the states of meditation. If this person for 100, 1,000, 10,000, a million kalpas should carry out these meritorious practices as I have described above, still those good men and women hear me describe my last plan and believe it for even a moment, when blessings that surpass those of such a person. If a person is completely free of all doubt and regret, if in the depths of his mind he believes for one, his blessings will be such as this. These bodhisattvas who have practiced the way for immeasurable kalpas, when they hear me, able to believe and accept what I say, these persons will gratefully accept this sutra, saying, our wish is that in future ages be long lives to save living beings, just as today the world-honored one king of the Shakyas roars like a lion in the place of practice, preaching the law without fear. So may in ages to come honored and revered by all, when we sit in the place of practice, describe our lifespan in the same manner. If there are those profound in mind, pure, honest, and upright, who hearing much can retain it all, who follow principle, understanding the Buddha's words, and persons such as this will have no doubts about my lifespan. At the time the Buddha said to the Bodhisattva and Mahasattva Maitreya, if after I have entered a person can honor and uphold the sutra, his blessings will be immeasurable, and I have is as though he has applied all manner of alms, erecting a tower for the Buddha's relics, adorned with the 7 treasures and with a central pole very tall and wide that tapers gradually as it reaches the Brahma heaven. Jeweled bells by the 1,000, 10,000 million moving, emitting a wonderful sound, and for immeasurable couples he offers unto this tower flowers, incense, various kinds of necklaces, heavenly robes, and assorted musical instruments, and burns fragrant oil, and lamps of butter oil are light up the area around in the evil age of the latter day of the law. If there is someone who can uphold this sutra, it will be as though he supplied all the alms described above. If someone can uphold this sutra, it will be as though in the presence of the Buddha he should use oxhead sandalwood to build monks' quarters as an offering, or 32 halls as high as a tower, all kinds of superior foods and wonderful clothes and bedding, residences for assemblies of hundreds, thousands, gardens, groves, pools, and lakes, exercise grounds, and caves for meditation, all with various kinds of fine adornments. If someone with a belief, understanding mind accepts, upholds, reads, recites, and copies the sutra, or causes others to copy it or offer to the sutra roll, scattering flowers, incense, and powdered incense, or constantly burning fragrant oil extracted from Sumana Champak or Atumadaka flowers, if he offers them such as these, he will gain immeasurable merits, boundless as the open. His blessings will also be like this. How much more so if one upholds the sutra, and that dispenses alms, keeps the precepts, is forbearing, delights in meditation, and never gives way to anger or evil speaking. If one displays reverence for memorial towers, humbles himself before monks, gives a wide berth to an arrogant mind, constantly ponders wisdom, and is never angry when asked difficult questions, but responds compliantly with an explanation. If one can carry out such practices, his merits will be beyond measure. If you see a virtue such as these, you should scatter heavenly flowers over him, clothe his body in heavenly robes, bow your head before his feet in salutation, and in your mind imagine you see the Buddha. You should also think to yourself, before long he will proceed to the place of and attain a stage of no outflows and no action, bringing wide benefit to heavenly and human beings. In the place where such a person resides, where he walks, sits, or lies down, or recites even one verse of script, there you should erect a tower adorned with a wonderful manner, and offer alms of various kinds to it. When a son of the Buddha dwells in such places, the Buddha will accept and utilize them, and constantly in their midst, taking the benefits of responding with joy. At the time the Bodhisattva and Mahasattva Maitreya said to the Buddha, after the world-honored one has passed into extinction, if those who hear this sutra are able to respond with joy, what amount of blessings will they acquire? At the time the Buddha said to the Bodhisattva and Mahasattva Maitreya, if someone Dharma assembly is able to hear this sutra, even just one verse, and responding with joy preaches it to others, and in this way the teachings are handed along till they reach the 50th person, the blessings gained by this last person. Charity who bestows goods on immeasurable multitudes, doing this for a full 80 years, responding to each person's desire, seeing the signs of decrepitude in old age, the white hair and wrinkled face, the missing teeth, the withered form, he thinks their death is not far off. I must now teach them so they the fruits of the way immediately. For their sake he employs an expedient means, preaching the true law of nirvana. Nothing this world is lasting or firm, but all are like bubbles, foamy shimmer. Therefore all of you must quickly learn to hate it and be gone when the this law all are able to become arhats, endowed with the 6 transcendental powers, the 3 understandings, the 8 emancipations. But the 50th person who hears one verse of the Lotus Sutra and responds with joy gains blessings that are far greater beyond description, simile, and parable. And if one who had teachings pass along to him receives blessings that are immeasurable, how much more so one who in the Dharma assembly first hears the sutra and responds with joy. Suppose someone encourages another person, urging him to go and listen. Lotus, saying the sutra is profound and wonderful, hard to encounter in 1,000, 10,000 kalpas. And suppose as urged a person goes to listen, even though he listens for just a moment, the blessings that the first person gets in reward I will detail age after age. No afflictions of the mouth, no teeth missing, yellow or blackened lips that are not thick, curled or defective, no hateful features, a tongue not dry, black or too short, nose high, long and straight, forehead broad, smooth and well-shaped face, and properly aligned and impressive. The kind people delight to look at, breath free of foul odor, a fragrance of utapala flowers constantly emitted by the mouth. Suppose one goes to the monk's quarters to listen to the Lotus Sutra and listens with joy for just a moment. I will now describe his blessings in existences to come among heavenly and human beings. He will acquire wonderful horses, carriages, carts adorned with rare jewels, and will mount to the palaces of heaven. If in the place where the law is expounded one encourages someone to sit and hear the blessings he acquires, will enable him to gain the seat of Shaka Brahma and the wheel turner. How much more so if one listens single mind, explains and expounds the meaning and practices of as the sutra instructs, a person's blessings know no bounds. Let's go to tab 9, page 171. Heart of the Prajnaparamita. The Bodhisattva Avalokita, while living in the deep course of Prajnaparamita, shed light on the 5 skandhas and found them equally empty. After this penetration, he overcame ill-beingness and sati. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. Form is not other than emptiness, emptiness is not other than form. The same is true with feelings, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. Listen, Shadi. All dharmas are marked with emptiness. They are neither produced nor destroyed, neither defiled nor immaculate, neither increasing nor decreasing. Therefore, in emptiness there is neither form nor feelings, no perception nor mental form, nor consciousness, no eye or ear or nose or tongue or body or mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realms of elements, no interdependent origins, and no extinction, no ill-being, no cause of ill-being, no end of ill-being, and no path, no understanding, no attainment, because there is no attainment. The Bodhisattvas found in Prajnaparamita find no finds having no obstacles. They overcome fear, liberating themselves forever from illusion and realizing perfect nirvana. All Buddhas in the past, present, and future arrive at Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Therefore one should know that perfect is the highest mantra, the unequaled mantra, the destroyer of ill-being, the incorruptible truth. A mantra, Prajnaparamita, should therefore be proclaimed. Gate, gate, para, gate, para, samgate, bodhi, swaha, gate, gate, para, samgate, bodhi, swaha, gate, gate, para, samgate, bodhi, swaha. Jin beings are limitless. I vow to liberate them. Afflictions are endless. I vow to eradicate them. Teachings Bodhisvara Bodhisattva Namo Bhavadokiteshvara Bodhisattva Namo Mahasamaprapta Bodhisattva Namo Mahasamaprapta Bodhisattva Namo Mahasamaprapta Bodhisattva Namo Shittigarbha Bodhisattva Namo Shittigarbha Bodhisattva Namo Shittigarbha Bodhisattva Namo Manjushri Bodhisattva Namo Manjushri Bodhisattva Namo Manjushri Bodhisattva Namo Samantabhadra Bodhisattva Namo Samantabhadra Bodhisattva Namo Samantabhadra Bodhisattva Namo Maitreya Bodhisattva Namo Maitreya Bodhisattva Namo Maitreya Bodhisattva Great pure sea like bodhisattvas Namo Great pure sea like bodhisattvas Namo Great pure sea like bodhisattvas Namo Deva guarding bodhisattvas Namo Deva guarding bodhisattvas Namo Deva guarding bodhisattvas Refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. I take refuge in the Dharma, the way of understanding and of love. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community that lives in harmony and awareness. In the refuge of Buddha, I clearly see the path of light and beauty in the world dwelling. The refuge of Dharma, I learn to open doors on the path of transformation, dwelling in the refuge of Sangha, shining light that supports me, keeping my practice free of obstruction. Refuge in the Buddha, in myself I aspire to help all people recognize their own awakened nature, realizing the mind of love, taking refuge in the Dharma. In myself I ask to help all people fully master the ways of practice and walk together on the path of liberation, taking refuge in the Sangha. In myself I aspire to help all build fourfold communities to embrace all beings and support their transformation. Citing the sutras, practicing the way of awareness gives rise to benefits without limits. We vow to share the fruits with all beings. We vow to offer tribute to parents, teachers, friends, and numerous beings who give guidance and support along the